Hey, welcome to the Terror Lounge. Looks a lot like the Haver set, but then the Haver is a part of the Terror Firma media family, so what you expect? This is where I shoot all my shows. It's not like I have a big studio. This week on the Terror Firma podcast, I will be doing a roundtable on horror franchises and if they're good for the horror genre in general, if they're actually any good themselves, like Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, the Saw movies, Paranormal Activity, you name it. We'll probably discuss the majority of them. Joining me on that episode will be Dave the Clone from the Hollow 9 Network, Steve Sandwich from the Ranting and the Raving and Ranting, or Ranting and Raving, I keep forgetting which way around that goes, podcast. It's a really cool show. You should check both of them out. And indie filmmaker and previous guest on the podcast, Jeff Karminski. So it'll be good to get his point of view, being a filmmaker and all. This will also be the first televised, I'd say televised, it's on my YouTube channel, but it's the first video roundtable episode we'll be doing. So we'll be putting it up on the YouTube channel. As I said, it'll be called Terror Firma TV on the YouTube channel, as well as being this week's episode of the podcast. If I just bring this over while I remember, just in case there's any questions as we're going along. Anyway, so that's this week's episode of the podcast. Next week, I'm interviewing a indie filmmaker. I won't go into too many details. You know what I'm like. I don't like to say who I'm interviewing before it actually happens, but this time I'll be recording it next week. It'll be next week's episode, and again, it will be a Terror Firma TV on YouTube. So it'll be episode 2 of Terror Firma TV. Terror Firma TV won't be coming every week on YouTube. I have fucking no clue how we do the review episodes or other shit like that. So it'll be every now and again, but it'll be adding content to the YouTube channel. We'll have different intros, different fun bits on those shows added in just for the YouTube channel. So it'll be worth checking out, even if you've listened to the podcast. Questions. Who's coming on the Haver next week? The Haver goes back to its usual time slot of 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, which is on Monday, I should say, which is 3 a.m. UK time on the Tuesday morning. Next week's guests. Currently, all my info's on my phone, and my phone has died. So I'm hoping to get that fixed soon. But I believe it is Lynn Burnett even, from the Grit and Grace TV. And who else is coming on? Is it Kwame Corbet, I believe, who's another podcaster, has a really cool show. So I'll have all the info up Friday. I'll have stuff done. Hopefully this will be fixed at the weekend, and I'll be able to tell you who is coming on a week of Monday's episode, because at the moment I can't fucking remember, so I need my phone fixed. Other questions? Not answering that. No danger of me answering that one either. Yeah, the Haver, it'll be episode 7. The show's going 12 episodes in season 1. I'll probably circle back to it later in the year and do another short season for season 2. So the way it stands, the show is booked up until episode 11, with the possibility of episode 12 being clips of the previous shows, plus some people coming back and doing little cameo type bits through the clip show. So that's what I'm looking to do. But if I have other people wanting to come on, it might just be another episode. So we'll see. The next question is, when is the famed Drew Carson show coming back? At this moment in time, I'm not 100% sure. I wanted to lock down this live stream thing, get it as good as I can make it with me as a host. I was hoping to do it in June, then it went to July. I don't want to say August just in case it ain't August. It'll be at some point. I'm wanting to make the show look different from other shows, have some fun, interactive shit on the show. So when it happens, it'll be pretty cool. So my dog's gone mental inside of me. When it happens, it will be pretty cool. It'll look different, feel different from other shows. So look out for that. I can say that slash cam episodes will be coming back soon, which is what the YouTube channel started doing to begin with. They're going to be totally different from what they were then. What I'm looking for is indie filmmakers that maybe have an Indiegogo or some other crowdfunding project film coming out. They want some publicity for it. You come on, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the filmmaking process, etc., etc. We'll promote the show, put the trailer up, all the links, all that type of jazz. So that's what Slashcam is probably going to come back as. That plus I might be talking to some indie bands and stuff like that as well. So it might not be strictly horror, but it'll be something. Another question. You recently changed your YouTube banner. It now says Terror Firma Media rather than just Terror Firma. And it says horror and comedy. Yeah, switched it out so it's not just a horror channel, because there was a lot of content I was putting up that didn't actually fit that. The Haver Show, for instance, is, it's an interactive comedy type show, so it fits the comedy genre. My little skit videos weren't ever really aimed at the same audience as, say, the Terror Firma podcast would be. So it's a mixture of horror and comedy now. That's the reason for the new banner. Thanks for mentioning it, because fuck all else that people have. Next question. You mentioned Horror Film Festival on the last episode of the podcast. Yeah, I might be judging at a horror film festival coming up later in the year. Still can't say much about it. I've not had the go ahead to make any announcements, but when I do get the go ahead, sorry, my dog was just going to absolutely hate shit. When I do get the go ahead, you guys will be the first to hear. I'll get the organisers on Slashcam, maybe some of the other judges on. We'll have a interactive with the audience type discussion, so you can ask any questions you want to ask at that moment in time. Do you have any plans for a web series or movie under the Terror Firma banner? Never say never. I would like at some point to make a short film. I haven't made a short film in 15 years, something like that. So I would like to make a short film, do that under the Terror Firma banner, maybe work the title as Terror Firma, don't know. You never say never. Web series. It depends on your definition of web series. If you mean like YouTube like web series that you see where people crowdfund it and then put it up and it's their friends rather than professional actors or whatever, then no. Would I like to do a professionally made series like you see on like a Netflix, but on a smaller budget with professional actors and crew and decent storytelling? Yeah. Probably not going to happen, but yeah, why not? Have you lined up Bruce Campbell to come on the show yet? Nope. That's what I'm going to say about that. Next. That one's borderline dodgy. Let's check Facebook. I don't know if I've got anyone watching through Facebook or if it's just through Twitter and stuff. Here's another one. Yeah, so this person mentioned the poll that was going around social media for the show. So if you haven't seen it, I believe it may possibly be done. I think I put it up for 6 days, 6 hours, and 6 minutes. Tempting fate. Yeah, we were doing a poll to see what the fans or listeners, however you want to call them, of the podcast wanted on the podcast. So the big consensus seemed to be a lot of paranormal related stuff. So I'm looking to get some paranormal experts on the show to interview, do a roundtable with people who are part of, major real life ghost stories. So like possibly someone like Andrea Perron from who is the oldest daughter of the family that the Conjuring movie's based on. Possibly one of the Lutz children, from the Amityville horror, that type of thing. So maybe try and get a round table of people like that together. Sorry. Anything's possible. Would you ever consider doing a ghost hunt episode? Sure. I don't know how it would work on the podcast. You would hear us talking about what would it be like us just sitting there going, it's dark in here. What was that? Yeah, it's not going to be a very gripping podcast, but I might do a video one. You never know. I might get invited along with some ghost hunting crew in the area. No hints there at all. Might head along and film some stuff. What else? Man. One of my good buddies there from Twitter. Yeah, a couple of people liked the idea of me doing commentary episodes. So the whole episode would basically be like me doing a wee intro, and then you would line it up and watch it along with a movie. And I would be doing the commentary track for it. They were recommending it would be like the equivalent of doing it with some shitty horror films. So I would be doing the piss take kind of review that I do, rather than one where I'm actually giving you actual facts of what happened when it was getting made and different gossip or anything like that for the film. I would like to do one. I would like to do one with someone else. So I'd like to do it with a co-host. That might be more fun. Anyway, so if you are a fan of the show or a listener of the show and you would like to partake in one of them, we can do that over Skype. We'll both set up. We'll watch the film we'll find one on YouTube or somewhere and we'll watch it and talk shit about it. If that's what you're into. We should wrap this up soon. Yeah, this guy's got a good one. So as I have mentioned a couple of times, this week's episode, the roundtable that I'm doing, is the first video roundtable that I'm recording. It'll be both Terror Firma podcast and on YouTube as Terror Firma TV. I'm looking to do a lot more of these going forward. So anytime I can get a roundtable on the go, this is the way I want to record them. Any time I can get celebrity interviews, this is the way I want to record them. So you guys have the option of just the audio version and the video version. You'll get a mixture of different content on both. It won't be like a huge difference. Like the video versions, you'll have the trailer for the movie or whatever we're talking about. Some extra behind the scenes stuff that maybe get cut from the audio version. The audio version will have some. It might be longer than the video version. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to work it at the moment, but there will be some slight differences. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing them. As people might have noticed that watch the Haver, I'm not wearing my mic. If I can actually find the wee bugger. I'm just kicking about here somewhere. Thrilling entertainment here. Right, so for recording the Haver, I've been using this wee lavalier mic, but I noticed in the last couple of episodes my sound quality was a lot shitier than the guests, and going back I've realised this has got very tinny recently. Don't know if it just needs cleaned or if it's died, but I've switched over to my podcasting mic, so you can tell me if this is better audio sound. Probably sounds just about the same, knowing me, but that's why there's no lavalier mic. Yeah, another thing people have been hitting me up on Twitter about is they want me to do a review of these two together, like a double header, like a fucking Grindhouse fucking review. I'll give it a go. I don't have much nice things to say about them, but I'll give it a go. If there's any other film you want me to review or just flat out review for me watching it for the first time, hit me up, let me know, and I'll start to wrap this up. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been listening to the podcast. The numbers have been growing every week. Been getting a lot of good feedback on social media, a lot of good interaction with you guys, so it's a lot of fun. Hopefully it'll flow over onto YouTube, where we're looking to put a lot more content up, and I will see you guys very soon. Also, this is the Terror Lounge. There'll be one of these every now and again. I'll be announcing that week's podcast, that week's Haver episode, that week's whatever. So look out for these. There'll be a lot of nuggets of information. There'll be me babbling, talking shit. And there might be some of me slagging off guests and stuff. You never know. I'm quite outspoken. So look out for them, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.